These stones once held a city together. Before the tourist boards, before the cricket stadium next door, before the Mughals, the Marathas, the British, before all of it, there was a fort. And before the fort, there was a river. And one old man who refused to let the city drown. It is the 10th century. Odisha is a land of forests, river routes, and rival powers. Near the banks of the Kathajodi, Raja Nrupakesari surveys a strategic bend in the river. He sees what others may not, a place that can be defended, a place that can last. He names it Cuttack, from the Sanskrit word for fort, a name of purpose, a name of protection, a name that would slowly become Cuttack. But the river that gave Cuttack life soon became its first enemy. The Kathajodi rose with monsoon fury. Floodwaters entered the settlement, streets vanished, homes sank. And then, into the story of kings and rivers, walked an old man. His name was Baimundi. He had no army, no royal blood, only a small pouch of coins and a fear that the city would vanish if no one acted. He came before King Mukundadeva and asked for a stone embankment to protect Cuttack. The nobles laughed. Kahar ko chinta, Baimundi ko Cuttack chinta. Who has any worry? It is Baimundi who worries about Cuttack. They meant it as mockery, but history turned it into honor. The king listened. The embankment was built. The first great act in Cuttack's history was not the raising of a palace, it was the saving of a city. The fort had survived the river. Now it would rise into power. 2 centuries pass. Cuttack grows. Then rise the eastern Gangas. Warriors, patrons, temple builders. Under them, the fort becomes something greater. It becomes a capital. Ananga Bhimdeva III chooses Cuttack as his seat of power. Legend remembers a heron defeating a hawk above this land, an omen that the unexpected could overcome the powerful. Barabati Fort becomes the heart of Cuttack's power. The fort he built was extraordinary. 102 acres of land, massive stone walls, a moat, and at its heart, a grand temple to Lord Jagannath, the presiding deity of the Ganga Empire. Ananga Bhimdeva called his new capital Abhinava Varanasi, Cuttack, a city sacred enough to rival the holiest city in India. Its walls enclose authority. Its moat guards sovereignty. Its temple gives sacred legitimacy to the throne. In Cuttack, power and faith stand within the same walls. What remains today is only a fragment. Broken walls, ancient stones, the memory of a moat. But stand near Barabati at dusk and the ruin does not feel empty. It feels like a capital still speaking. The capital was now the center of an imperial world. By the 15th century, Cuttack is no longer merely a fort capital. It is a city of movement. The Suryavamsi Gajapatis turned Cuttack into one of eastern India's great imperial centers. Under Kapilendra Deva and his successors, the state expands across large parts of the eastern and southern subcontinent. At the center of this world stands Cuttack. The Gajapati rulers connect Cuttack to the great sacred roots of India. The image of Lord Krishna is brought from Kanchi and installed in the city. Not only devotion, but a declaration that Cuttack belongs to a wider sacred geography. The fort has become a capital. The capital is becoming a civilization. And at the height of that civilization rose one last defiant monument. In the 16th century, under Mukundadeva, the last independent Hindu ruler of Odisha, Barabati reaches its most dramatic moment of glory. Fort rises a palace of 9 stories, not merely a residence, a declaration in stone. From the 9th floor, the king could look out over river, city, and fort. Cuttack lay below him like a kingdom held in the palm. And the historian Abul Fazl, one of Akbar's most learned courtiers, was so impressed that he documented each floor in detail. The palace said what every sovereign wants history to hear. We are here, we are strong, we are not going anywhere. But history was already gathering outside the gates. In 1568, the Afghan Sultanate of Bengal turned its armies towards Odisha. 1,000 years of independent Odishan sovereignty, the fort, the capital, the civilization would face its greatest test. What happened next would change Cuttack forever.